things like that. Let's move on to the next sheet. We all need some pressure in our lives. Well, some of us agree. I don't know if I do. I get exhausted with pressure. It can make you tired. However, if you're really prepared, you can really manage it well. So, it makes our work satisfying and helps us meet deadlines, but it's all about striking the right balance. Too much pressure without having a chance to recover causes stress, which can be damaging to our health. Workplace stress is different for everyone. What is stressful for one person may not be stressful for another. It can depend on your personality type and how you have learned to respond to pressure. There are two types of stress. Eustress, that's a new word for me, so it should be a new word for you. So this is positive, good stress that comes from situations that are enjoyable, such as winning a game, maybe going on a fair ride. You might be really stressed out, and once you get on there and you've done it, you feel brilliant after. Then there's the distress. This is negative, bad stress that can be harmful to the body and I'd say to the mind. So it can make you poorly. It can affect your concentration. It can affect your social skills. You might not want to be around people. So what you've got to do at the bottom is think about stresses you could face at work and put them in the right column. So you've got eustress and distress. So if you remember, eustress are like positive, good stresses that come from situations that are enjoyable. And the distress, they come from where you feel overwhelmed. Things are getting a little bit too much pressure, too much work has been expected of you. Maybe you don't feel motivated. Maybe you feel you're not valued. Who knows? Fire. Now, some of you done the respect course. This is where you've been to the fire station. We know that there's fire extinguishers. We've had enough fire alarms go off in the building to know where we're meant to evacuate to. We know the procedures, what steps we need to take, about walking safely, not running, meeting in the cage, in your phone groups, and not entering the building until requested. Okay, so let's go through this sheet. So fires need heat, fuel and oxygen to burn. This is known as a fire triangle. So if you can see the triangle there, it's got the fire at the centre with the keywords surrounding it. If you look further down, we have the labels that are for various fire extinguishers. So we've got the water that can be used on wood, paper, but obviously don't use water on electrical goods, as you could be electrocuted. You have the foam spray. The foam spray is used for solids and flammable liquids, and again, not to be used on electricity. However, the dry powder, this is for use on solids and liquids and gases, but this one is the only one that's safe for electricity. It can be messy, but don't worry about that. That's not your problem. As long as you're keeping yourself safe and able to get out a fire exit, this is the only time we use our fire extinguishers. The next one is CO2. This is for use on, this is also used on electrical and flammable liquids and fires. So you've got two that can be used on electric, but definitely don't use the foam spray or the water. So I've given you a few clues there. So you've got 4 questions below. Which fire extinguisher would you use? So question 1, somebody's cooking chips for the younger sister using the deep fat fryer. It caught fire and started to burn the curtains. So think about which fire extinguisher would you use. Question 2, Malcolm's heater, so this is electric, was old and the electrical wires were showing and frayed. It caught on fire. So think about which 2 fire extinguishers you could use. Number 3, Arthur fell asleep in his recliner. He'd been smoking. The cigarette dropped to the ground and started to burn on the carpet. So think about, the carpet would be a solid, it's not electrical. Think about the fire extinguisher you could use. On question